Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing a video comparing the AXTS, formerly AXTS, now they're actually Radian weapons, their Raptor charging handle versus their newer Freedom Bone charging handle, which is supposed to be more suppressor friendly. So for the testing, I tested it through both a 5.56 and a 300 blackout upper. This is I believe an 11.5 inch barrel with a YHM Phantom suppressor on the front of it. For the 5.56 testing, and then I used my 300 blackout build that you guys have all seen, hopefully at this point, with a Silencer Co. Spec War suppressor on the front, which I have to say was amazing shooting subsonic ammo. Super ridiculously quiet. Anyway, so my test was to find out whether the Freedom Bone did actually decrease the amount of gas coming back in my face. And before I go too far in depth, I want to get some full disclosure stuff out of the way. And it's definitely interesting stuff I've never heard other people have to disclose. But first of all, one of my friends just recently got a job working for Radian Firearms, or excuse me, Radian Weapons, working up there. Radian being here in Oregon, obviously I have a sense of kinship to any company here in Oregon, so getting that out of the way. And then also, I myself have actually applied for a position at Radian Weapons, so I want to make that clear while I'm doing this review. However, that said, as you'll see, I don't think that has affected my judgment in the objectivity that I have towards this charging handle. So what I did is I set up a camera facing the where the charging handle area is on the rifles with a light, just so that I could get as much footage of the actual gas coming out the rear end of that charging handle area on these rifles. Just FYI again, as far as the ammo that I shot, in the 5.56 gun, I shot just Wolf Gold. That's kind of my go-to ammo, so I didn't shoot suppressor-friendly ammo or anything like that. And then with the 300 Blackout, I was shooting this Remington UMC 220 grain subsonic open tip match stuff. So I wanted to keep the ammo uniform across them all. Also, I don't have adjustable gas blocks. These are all fixed gas blocks. I didn't make any adjustments or anything like that. So I'm going to show you the footage of each of the charging handles and how each charging handle performed individually. And I'll try to show you some side-by-sides between the regular Raptor and the Freedom Bone. But I gotta say, as a shooter, I really didn't notice that much, if any, difference between the Raptor and the Freedom Bone. And especially with 300 Blackout, I also tried my Strike Industries Arc-L and my BCM Mod 4 charging handle. I really did not notice a difference between those two, between those four even, on the 300 Blackout. So I gotta say I was kind of disappointed, because the Freedom Bone, I want to say, and I'll put in the actual prices and pictures from the website, I want to say the Freedom Bone retails for about $100, which is about $20 or $30 more than the regular Raptor charging handle goes for. I don't know if it's worth that extra 20 or 30 bucks, or especially not worth $100 for the amount of gas suppression that I felt as the shooter. Again, the footage might show something completely different, and it might actually look like there's significantly less coming out. So if that's the case, then definitely go with that, because that's more objective. However, subjectively, as a shooter, I really didn't feel that much of a difference. Now, if you're the kind of person who's going to take the time with an adjustable gas block and you have all these other things to help kind of reduce the amount of gas coming back in your face, and you want to get everything perfectly tuned, you may well feel a difference with the Freedom Bone. However, again, these just being more or less plug and play rifles as I have to use for all my testing, I really didn't experience that much of a difference. There may have been a little bit more with just the regular Raptor, a little bit more gas, but especially compared to the Strike Industries and the BCM, it seemed almost identical as far as what I felt as a shooter. As far as the feel and all that, it feels identical to the regular Raptor charging handle. So if you are familiar with it and you like the regular Raptor, you like the ambidextrousness, if that's a word, of it, then it's going to feel the same and you're going to enjoy it just as much. But if you're really looking for something to significantly reduce the amount of gas coming back at you, unfortunately, I don't think that this is the best way to go. Now, there are ways of adjusting charging handles to make it better. You can put like some RTV back here on the top, and that'll help kind of seal it up a little bit more. But just being the way it was, I really didn't notice that much of a difference, which I kind of hate to say, especially with having put in an application with Radian weapons. So, you know, hopefully I'll have shown you close-ups of each of them, because I really think the Freedom Bone looks really cool. And, you know, I get the idea behind it, and I can tell how the design is supposed to work. And I actually spoke to at Radian Weapons, and I don't know if he didn't think I knew what I was talking about, because the way he described it was, I think he was trying to avoid using the actual nomenclature. He said it was designed to try to push the gas down into the magazine area. My interpretation of that is that it's supposed to redirect, and based on the positioning of it, it's just supposed to redirect it into the upper receiver and help kind of vent out the ejection port. And I know that's probably what he meant, but anyway, that's the way he put it. So that, anyway, all that said, I get how it's supposed to work. I just, in practice, it didn't seem like it performed that job very well. And now, you know, this is only a sample of 2. It may be better in your firearm. Again, if you have your adjustable gas block and you've tuned your load perfectly for having as little gas come back at you as possible, you may experience a difference. But in my personal experience, I didn't notice any appreciable difference. Again, the footage will tell more than I can, but and so hopefully that will be somewhat revealing. But for me, I don't see a need to spend $100 on one of those when it didn't perform, in my opinion, better than, you know, my $30 or $40 Strike Industries or BCM charging handles. That's just my 2 cents. Again, your results might vary. So again, I'm kind of disappointed that that's the case. I really wanted to say, yeah, this is good to go. It's freaking sweet. It totally reduces the amount of gas, but I can't in good conscience say that, because that's not what I experienced at all. Also, just FYI, for those of you who've been following this 300 Blackout build, you know that it wasn't cycling subsonic ammo at all. It was a single shot rifle with subsonic ammo without the suppressor. However, with the suppressor, 100% locked open on every mag, and it functioned 100%. Granted, I only shot, I think, maybe 40 rounds of subsonic ammo through it today, but it was flawless with those 40, which I could not have said before today without the suppressor. So anyway, all that stuff out of the way. You know, like I said, kind of disappointed by the Freedom Bone, but I figured you guys should know just for yourselves. Again, if you have other experience with it, please let me know. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and throw those in the comment section below. But as always, I hope you're able to get something out of this video, and I really appreciate you watching. Jesus Christ, that's quiet.